Hey there, it's Wednesday. This is Attorney Tim Sullivan. Just got done with an office lunch, and during lunch we got to talking about the Karen Read trial. And it became apparent to me that I am the only one in my office who believes that Karen Read will be found not guilty. Now, just to be clear, me believing that she'll be found not guilty is not me saying that I believe she's innocent. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. But the burden of proof in a criminal case is beyond and to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt. Reasonable doubts can come from the evidence itself, conflicts in the evidence, or the lack of evidence. And in this particular case, given the way that the trial has unfolded, given the way that the defense strategy has unfolded in this case, I will be shocked if she is convicted. And there's a few specific reasons why. So number one, there's no witness to what happened. There's no one to say, yes, I saw her hit him with the car. Number two, and probably the biggest issue that I have with the Commonwealth's case, is that it seems like they're having to try awfully hard to even prove that there was an auto accident in this case. You've got a real battle of the experts here about whether it's possible that Mr. O'Keefe's injuries were consistent with an automobile accident. And I can just tell you, from having been in criminal law for 2 decades now almost, it's generally not this hard to establish what caused someone to be unalived. The next thing that is pretty troublesome for me that just came out yesterday is you had the Commonwealth's crash reconstructionist. You'll remember this is the guy that did the test with the blue paint on his arm that was pretty pathetic in my opinion. But he testified a week or two ago, and during his testimony, he was asked about the lack of any fractures to Mr. O'Keefe's arm, as if to suggest that the lack of fractures was inconsistent with being hit by a car. And he did not concede that there were no fractures to the arm. In fact, he said something to the effect of, as far as I know, there were no x-rays done of the arm, so how could I know if he had any fractures or not? And then as of yesterday, and more so today, we learned that there was an x-ray of John O'Keefe's arm, and there were no fractures to the arm, to the forearm, to the hand. The fact that he didn't have any broken bones to the lower body, it just seems odd that someone could be hit with such force that it knocks them back, cracks the back of their skull, yet not have any of these classic injuries consistent with a car crash. The testimony of the officer that the defense called, who testified that the damage to the taillight was greater now than it was when he saw it at the parents' house. Very troubling. That suggests that there was some impropriety on the part of the police. And of course, in closing arguments, the defense will get to tie in that testimony with the fact that Proctor got fired in this case because of his behavior. I don't know that I buy the dog did it defense, but I think that in terms of whether it's been proven beyond a reasonable doubt that Karen Read backed her SUV into Mr. O'Keefe, I believe that there is reasonable doubt.